Hey everybody, I'm having a few camera issues, so we're just going to go with this project as we start, and I'll play the intro video. Here we go. Hey everybody, it's Kate Richburg. I'm making it happen. Sorry, I'm a little. So I'll do my front camera now. And it's a good thing I did that test earlier because it put me a little bit ahead, even though I was late. So sorry about that. Let me do this. Let me go back to the comments. I can hardly see the comments, so I'm going to put the comments over here. I've got another here. Let me see if I can turn this. There we go. I'm live on that one. That's good. And that's muted. That's also good. Okay.
Now you're shy.
Yeah, hopefully. Let me know, my friends, if it's clear. Let me know. Okay. Let me know if you can see me okay. We should be good. I'm hopeful. Sorry, I'm almost also a little glowy. Let me get a will you grab me a something so I don't look so glowy?
Glowy?
Glowy.
Oh.
Perfect.
Because your skin is glowing?
Yeah, I'm a little, you know. There we go. That's a little, that's good. Okay, well, hopefully it'll be okay. This is just what we're going to do. That's just what we've got. So sorry about all of that. Welcome, my friends, to Free Tip Friday. It's great to have you all here. First, let's see. Oh, I cannot see anything. I can't see any comments. I'm sorry. Kim Golias is on. Kim, thank you so much. I need to post a picture in the group of Miranda's really fantastic cake. Thank you so much. Here she comes. Here she comes. She's got it over her desk. It's right here. There she is.
Thank you.
There it is. And tomorrow is my mom's birthday. She's turning 80 tomorrow. So we're having a big birthday celebration, and Kim sent a little something for her cake too. So that's going to be really fun. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this camera around. We're going to talk about all of the GemDuo endings. So bear with me. I'm going to turn the camera off here just a second. And I think you can still hear me, hopefully. And I am going to turn the camera. Oh, here, I'm there. Sorry about that. Let me do this. Let me do this. All right, look at that. I managed it. Let me put that in the holder. And yeah, my mom's saying it's going to be 107 here today.
Ooh.
Everyone's going to be glowy. Yes, I already went out for my walk this morning. When I went out for my walk, let me clear the camera here. I cleared it, but let me just make sure. Bear with me here just a second. I want to make sure it's really clear. There we go. When I went out for my walk this morning, it was already like almost 90 degrees. So it was a little warm. So what did we do today? This morning, we launched our GemDuo collection, I guess. I'm calling it the Stepping Stones Collection. And let me show you the GemDuos we have. And then I'm going to show you the project that I'm making with it. Okay. And a big shout out. My area is so clean because two of my Fresno Fiber Arts friends and real life friends, but I found them in my Fresno Fiber Arts Guild. They came over and helped me clean and start getting things back in order from the retreat. So a big shout out to Lael and Laura. Thank you so much for all of your hard work yesterday. Miranda and I could not have done it without you, for sure. Right, Miranda?
It was easy to take it out.
Right? I know, it's harder to put it back, right? So let me show you. And I'm going to try and keep up with comments. So sorry, I've got all these screens and everything. The Xfinity person is coming on at noon, or between noon and 2. So yeah, so it'll be good. Yeah. Oh yeah, my Band-Aid. Yeah, you know what? When I was making the tote bags for the retreats, I burned my hand and it was looking fine. Now it's looking a little gross. So I put a Band-Aid over it. But yeah, so we're all good. And yes, Margaret, so I'm fine. It's really I only had these giant Band-Aids. So I'm fine. I just didn't want you to look at my burn. So I'm all good, right? My hands are all good. Don't you worry. Thank you for your concern. Margaret, I don't know how to put these on. I don't know how to put the comments on the screen, so I'm not going to. But Janice says, Margaret, we ate nothing but cheese with our gin and tonics at the retreat. And we did talk about you. I got Baby Bell cheese in your honor, right? And Deborah, Alfred does not go on a leash, but he is the king of the castle for sure. So we launched these GemDuo duets. We have a limited amount in this collection. The collection is going to sell through first, and then we're going to add some GemDuos. And I want to show you the GemDuos kind of up close and personal, and then I'm going to show you the project I'm making with them. It was a little bit influenced by the Super Duo mix from Danielle Wicks, her guitar strap, because I just loved kind of the colors that she chose. So it's a little bit of a nod to Danielle. Speaking of which, two things I wanted to tell you. The Super Duo guitar strap mix is almost ready to ship. We're actually going to probably get it shipped out starting the beginning of next week. So it's actually going to ship out a little early because today's the 22nd. So they might actually even start shipping this weekend. So you'll be getting those notices. Then that's happening. I put in a few more Talking to Bees kits. And those are going, I'm not sure if we're sold out of them or not. Let me see. I think I can go over here and check. Let me see. Products and oh God, the internet is it's not good.
Here, I'll look.
Just bear with me. We have 4 left of the Talking to Bees kit. So if you missed it last time, I put them in yesterday. So I've got 4 more left if you want that. That is going to ship right after Labor Day. Okay, so those of you who are like, oh, when does it, you know, it's on the listing, but it'll ship, I think that Tuesday after Labor Day. Okay. So let's look at these. Okay, let's look at these GemDuos. I'm really in love with them. I chose a smattering of different ones. There are some duets. These are all of the duets right here. Okay. This one is a backlit, which I am crazy for. This one is a lazure, that chalk lazure blue that we have in some other coatings. And this one is a Rembrandt. So remember, Super Duos and GemDuos, these are check glass beads. Okay, so the finishes are very akin to our check glass, our fire polish, you know, those kind of things. Will have a similar kind of finish to them. They are not Japanese. They're not Miyuki. They are Matubo. They are Czech. Okay, let's start with the backlit. Okay, these are the backlit, and they have a ton of backlits. I just chose one because I didn't want this to be all backlit. I wanted the backlit to kind of be special, right? To stand out. Sorry about the, let me see if I can get the, there's a little bit of a shadow there. Is that better, maybe? I don't know. I can't really tell. Is that better? Maybe this light is just too much. Hang on. I think that's better. Is that better? And then let me do this. Okay, that's what I'm going with. So backlit, what backlit means is that it's a clear bead, and on the back you can see it's silvered on the back. There's a color coating that shows through the clear, and then they're sealed and silvered on the back, right? Isn't that gorgeous? Right? Gorge. So that is backlit pink mist. That's what this one's called. Okay. Now here are the duets. I have the black white Vega luster. So what these beads started out as is it started out as a black and white GemDuo. Okay. And the Vega color went over the top and the luster went over the top. Okay, so the Vega gives it this kind of great, hang on, no, Chris can't use my hotspot right now because it'll slow this down. Sorry, lovey. So next we have this Super Duo, also a duet, Polychrome Berry and Cream. So this half of it is the Polychrome Berry color. They have the full Polychrome Berry GemDuo that I want to get. Right, that's not the duet. Look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? Then the next one is the black, white, gray luster. So that's this one. It started out as black and white. And then the gray luster was put over the top to give it that finish. Then we have the black, white, blue luster, which is that one. Then it's kind of fun to do these little sampler sets for you. They all come in samples of 10 grams, right? So they're going to come in this tube. They're filled by weight, not by volume. So when you get the tube I think I've taken out about this much. The tube isn't going to be filled all the way. The tubes we have for these are a little bit bigger. So, but they're filled by weight, okay, not by volume, okay. Then I have, look at this one is the standout. I can't take it. I love it so much. This is the navy ivory gold splash. Just look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? Right? Here comes Miranda to peek.
I haven't seen them up close.
Right? Here they are. There we go. So you can see them. That's the navy ivory. That's this one. Then next, this one, Miranda, you're going to love this one. This is navy ivory, the same base as this one, but they matted it and they put AB over the top.
This is gold splash.
That's gold splash. Yeah.
Splash.
This is the AB, and you can see how the AB is on the top, but not on the bottom. You can see the difference there. Isn't that pretty? I love the matte. There's a whole bunch of these mattes too, but the AB I think works really well with this navy. So that's this one. Then we've got two more. We've got two more, everybody. Let me put that there. Let me put this one there. We have, this one is the Chalk Leisure Blue, and it says actually duet on the tag. I need to change that. It's not a duet. It's just Chalk Leisure Blue. So that's this one. You're familiar with Chalk Leisure Blue in a fire polish, right? Right there. Yeah, and also in the Super Duo, exactly. Right there. And then this is the Rembrandt right there. And Michelle is saying here, Rembrandt is a combo of Picasso and travertine. I believe that. Yeah, look how pretty it is. Here's another. Look at that. Look at that gold splash. So here they are. And they all, you get 10 grams, and there's 9 of them. Okay. Each of them will come in a tube that is marked, so you'll know what they are. Yeah, they're really just gorgeous. Okay, so let me pull that up. Where did my, oh, I was like, wait a minute, where did my sample go? So the sample that I made with them, let's take a look. I thought I would do something simple, and I wanted to kind of mix them all together. Janice suggested this name as Stepping Stones, which I really like that as a name. So we, let me see, maybe I can get this right over here. Hang on. Is that better? That might be better. I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, everything is kind of a little screwy, but hopefully you can see that because I don't want this to be too dark. So what I did, I used the Vani 3. It's listed, and I'll list this as a project, but it was listed in the newsletter this morning. The Vani 3 is what's holding this up here, and you can use any of the clasps that we have. Okay, I'm going to use probably that little, like this one, like Danielle Wicks used in her piece, right? That one, the magnetic ball clasp, I think would look really nice with that. Wouldn't these look nice? This is Danielle's Super Duo plus GemDuo plus Cubes bracelet. And wouldn't this be great with these, kind of a mixture of these GemDuos going down the center with them? They'd look really great. And you can mix them with her guitar strap Super Duos. Okay, that'll be really pretty. So that's that right here. This is the type of clasp I'm going to use. Then we use the the other one, this is the side bead. This is the, Janice, you want to link the other one? What's it called? Calimpos, I don't have it. I don't have any way to look it up. It's the side. Oh, I've got it right here. It's the Canava is what it is. Let me show you how I have my cymbals all together here. Sorry, my phone is a little funny. Let me get that. I have all of my GemDuo cymbals in a box like this, and they're kind of mixed by color, but that shows me like where they all are, right? They're all in one place, and I can see kind of how they play together. Okay, so this is the Canava. That's this one, the side bead. Okay, I'm also going to use the Fire Planca, the earring top, because I want to show you how great these would be for earrings too. Sorry, come on. Come on, holder. There we go. It's a little tilted from before. So there you go there. All right. You could also use, that's the Vianney 3. You could use the Calamos. This Calamos is what I used for the earring, and I'm going to show you that doing an earring there too. Okay. So that's how I do these. And I do these all, these are for the GemDuos. I have the same in Super Duos and in the Tylus. Okay, so that's how I sort those. All right, so let me show you how I put this together. I'm going to kind of play around with some of the, I'm going to mix these up. I know, right? But let's mix them, because in the bracelet here, I'm pebbling with them. Okay, so it's kind of nice to have them mixed. Let me get there's a triangle. Let me move these all over there. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my bracelet ending. Okay. And thank you, Sharon. I know, look at that organization, but it is not all me. Miranda actually organized all of those for me, and they are amazing. It makes it so much easier. She did the same with the jump rings. I lay no claim to that, right? She did a great job. Now, the way that you start this out, let me get a little closer if I can here. The way you start this out is we start with this finding, and you can see I've started with 1, 2, 3, 4 across. Okay, so I'm just going to build them in here. I'm just going to put them in. And it matters not a bit which ones you use. The method to my madness when I do this is I try not to put two of the same next to each other, but that doesn't really matter either, okay, because it gets so pebbly. Okay, so there's that one, and let me finish it with that one. So that's the first row. And you can see here on the side, I stitched the first row. See how you can see that thread that's right there? I come in and I stitch the second row. And what you do to add these side beads is you stitch through, you add that side bead, you put this third row on, and then you go back and put the second side bead on. And I'm going to show you that. Okay. So this is the start right here. And this is the same way as it would be right here. So I'll show you. The first one, all you do is you stitch through, then you stitch down, and then we add our second row right here. Okay, like this. Let's put a backlit. Look at that. Look at that gleam. Oh, there's a duet. Now what you do is you get your side bead and you stitch down through that side bead. Okay, let me see if I can get any tighter. You stitch down through that side bead, down through the bottom hole, and then through another GemDuo. Okay, so it makes that here, 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 down here, and through here. Then you put on another row, and this is the trick. You're going to see me do this on the bracelet. This goes in. Let's put this one in. Then instead of going down, when you reach here, you put on another bead, right? So there's that one. That's a 4 row. They either have 3 or 4 rows. It's going to go, right? So we've gone here, 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 through here, 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 and here. Now it's time to add a side bead. You go up through that side bead, up through this top row, and all the way down, and we add that row on. Then we come back and we do it in reverse. You'll see me do it, okay? But this really, it's really fun, right? And you'll get the layout. It's not terribly difficult once you get it, and I'm going to show you on this. Okay, so that's it. You can also, I'm going to show you this one while I'm laying this out. This as an earring is going to look amazing. I have this thing here, the Fryplaca, something like that. Something like that. Anyway, I love this. You know how much I love this earring finding. I'm going to glue one in there so we can do an earring with it. I'm going to use Zap. Is this Zap even open? It is not. This is a new Zap. Hang on. Let me get a Zap that's open. Hold, please. There should be one right here. Let me see. I don't want to open a fresh one if I have one that's ready to go. Yeah, here's one. There we go. Now the question is, which GemDuo am I going to put in here? How about the AB? Oh yeah, look at how gorgeous that is. Now I'm going to glue the other one, and since this is an earring, I want them to be sisters, not twins. So I'm going to reverse it so the dark is on the outside, the navy's on the outside, and the ivory's on the inside. So let me put that one over there. Let me grab another one. There it is. Let me put another drop of glue right here. There we go. Let me turn this. I said that the dark was on the outside. Your knotting tweezers really help with this step. Push it in there. So what we've got, and you can use these, you know, these don't have to be for GemDuo earrings, right? You could use these for any earring findings. Look at how pretty those are. Can you see them? Really good. All right. Pardon me. I'm going to set these aside to set. Now for that earring, and then I'll show you the stitching. This is kind of like that lantern earring that I did. So we start with 4 across, and it could be any of those 4. Doesn't matter. Because I want it to kind of match the bracelet. This also, Miranda was saying it would look really nice in silver, but it would also look nice in the bright gold too. I just chose the antique because this, to me, kind of had an antique feeling to it. So that goes through, right? And then we stitch it the same way. You could use this as the bracelet ending too, right? So I'm going to come in here and I'm actually going to put, I think I'm going to put this one in the middle right there. So it's kind of a focal, but not really. Let me get this Vega luster. The 2-hold duets, you can really, as evidenced by, oh, whoops, well, I didn't mean to screw that one up, but that's all right. Evidenced by Danielle's really cool guitar strap design. I saw one made up in person at the retreat. Our friend Marcia had one done. It was really fun to see them. Get this blue one. And the mixes are so gorgeous. I'm going to put another one of these down there. Now, at the bottom of this earring, I have, this is a substitution bead. It's the Adamas GemDuo. It has some texture to it. And then I'll use this little Triades if I want to dangle something from it. And maybe I could wire wrap a brio. That would be really pretty, right? Or you could just put a, let me see. I could put one of these. These are the Comia. Let's see if I can get it. Right, look at, I could just put that little dangle at the bottom. Wouldn't that be cute? Or something, right? Briolette would be really pretty. A really luscious, like maybe a London blue topaz or something. That would really be pretty. Or you could use, I don't know, you could just do like a wire, like a drop or something, whatever you like for the bottom. But look at how pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? You can make a tassel like I did with the other ones, with the lantern ones I made. I've got some here that have a tassel. This is an old pair that I made a billion years ago, but they have a tassel on the bottom. You could make a tassel like I showed you on that other one. Look at this multicolored. That's a nice fat tassel that could go on the bottom. Okay. And then we would add this one. We'd add this on the top right there. Isn't that pretty? So let me show you this actual stitching of this. Okay. So everybody take, if you want to take a screenshot of this earring, I don't know that that light is really actually even helping. Let me turn it off. Is that better? We'll see. Okay. Is it better? I don't know. I don't think it is actually. I'm just seeing it. Sorry, the production values on this broadcast aren't quite as good. Okay. So here we go. let me get rid of those. Put all of that over there. Put these guys over here. And then I'll show you how we're going to stitch. So these side beads, these canava, these come in packages of 24. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to stitch the 6th one and then we'll measure it. You may want to get the two bags of them so you have enough. My guess is you might use a bag and a half. Janice, I think the guitar bracelet might be in the product page, but we haven't posted it as a project yet. Okay, it's not there yet. I haven't gotten there, but I will. Because we've been at the retreat. But it's on my to-do list. Okay, so I have some KO thread here. Okay. This is, I use the purple. You can use whatever you want. The thread doesn't really show. It kind of shows right here at the top, and you could cover those with 15s if you didn't want to see thread right here. Okay. So I'm going to start, we've started up here. So now I am ready. Let me just make sure I'm going to do this right. Yeah, so now I'm ready to put in, see if I put that one down there, I add the side bead now. Side bead right there. And the side beads do have a front and a back. The front is just slightly puffy. Okay. And so I go in here, as are the GemDuos, right? The GemDuos are a little more puffy on the top. Can you see that side view there? And flat on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go through that top hole with the puffy side up, and now I am just going to string through, put one on each. Did I tell you that this was a size 12 beading needle? If I didn't, I'm telling you now. I'm not really worrying about which beads I put on. It would be a little bit easier if I were holding it in my hand. So let me just put this needle all the way through. Hang on, instead of struggling. Now, when I put this through, see how everything is looking like a big old mess, right? Because things kind of pull out. But that's okay. You're going to just tighten it up. Okay, there we go. Things are tightened again. Now we'll put this guy on. Come on. I need to hold it in my hand. There we go. And I'll go down through this one. And it might seem a little loose right here, but that's okay because you're going to come back through with this second pass and reinforce. Okay, so let's get ready for the second pass. Let me get a gray one on. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go through like so. Now, you might think, oh, Kate, now's the time to add your side bead up there, right? But I don't do that, right? What I do is I'm going to come down, put on my third row, weave up, weave back through. Is that what I do? I think I'm lying to you. Hang on. I did this all last night. I should have documented. Just bear with me here. Is this right? Yeah, that goes through okay. Never mind. I'm lying to you. I'm going to go back up through. But you can go down too. Let me just, there is really no kind of wrong answer for this. I'll show you. See this? This is going to go through here. Sorry, I think the no internet's thrown me off my game a little bit, so just bear with me. Something is caught. This is a point when I remember that those of you at the retreat said, we like it when you screw up on camera. Right, Miranda?
Mm-hmm. It reminds them that you're a human.
Yeah, well, we'll see. There we go. That one comes through. Oh, this is twisted. That's why. See? Look. You're not going to twist on me, bead. Oh, dear. Come on. Almost. See, look at how that twisted. There's nothing for it, but I knew something was wrong. Just going to take that out. This one goes. It's okay. You know how that happens. There we go. Untwist it. All right. This is where I had my moment of indecision. Should I go down or up? I'm going to go up. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and rethread this needle or re-needle this thread. Again, this is a size 12. You could use Fireline too. I had this KO sitting here and I liked the looks of the purple, which is why I did it. So let's make sure that our thread isn't twisted this time. Okay, we're going to go through this side bead through the top. There we are. And I'm going to go back. Yeah, this is correct. Sorry, I was off a little bit. But I weave through, make sure to catch every single hole. See there? I'm coming through that. And we'll slide it through. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that side bead and I'm going to stitch on my my row of 3. So you do come out of the bottom hole of this side bead and through the top hole of this one. We go through, we're going to add our side bead, we go through, and then we come back and we go pop up and add our side bead there. Okay, just stay with me. All right, I know it sounds a little confusing, but I promise you. I'm going to hold this in my hand, move these over. Let's go through that bead. And honestly, I made this thread path up. Can you tell? So if you have experience working with these side things and everything before, though there's not a lot out there on the internet, to be honest, because I looked, not a lot of info on these. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make it up because I can. Let's put this one on. I'm in love with this polychrome too. I just love it. And we go through this bottom hole. Okay. Now, here we go. Whoops. Oh, I just dropped the lid to my zap. Well, I'll get it in a minute. So now what I'm going to do, I need to put my side bead on, right? So here comes the side bead, puffy side up. See how that nestles right there? And I need my GemDuo. And now through the next GemDuo. And don't worry about this being loose because we tighten it up. See how nice and firm and tight that is up there? So that goes through. Try not to twist your thread. pull it tight. I'm going to hold it in my hand again. It's a little bit easier for me to deal with. Let me put a chalk lasure. Make sure you're going through the correct hole, going the right way, so the puffy side of the GemDuo is sitting up or facing you, right? Sitting towards the front of the bracelet, not the back. So there's my row of 4. I just need to put my 4th one on. Now there's that step up again. Okay. Like this. So now I'm going to go through and put my side bead on. I'm going to go up, side bead. I think that these finishes are pretty solid. You know, it's the same, very similar finishes to what Danielle used on her guitar strap. And I wouldn't, like, this isn't a 24-hour a day wear, right? This isn't a, I'm going to shower this in this wear. This isn't a, I'm going to wear this in the pool or the ocean to swim wear. Okay. So there, see how I went through? I come through this. I come through the side of that GemDuo. And now I'm ready to put my row number 3 on. Let me get that through. Oh, sorry. This one. There we go. Now I'm ready to put on my row of 3. Okay. And you could, Terry, you could stitch this to an ultra suede backing. You sure could. It would be fine. You could even probably glue it down, though I think stitching is better. Sometimes you do have a reaction with these beads. The fumes of the glue will fume and it will harm the surface. Whoops, I didn't want to go through that bead. I need another GemDuo. Oh, and let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for 6, let me measure this so you know where we're at. Okay. With half of the package, it's about 2, just shy, about 2 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 2 5/8 inches. So if I doubled that over, this would be, with all of those, it'll give me about 5 1/4. And I want this before I add, because this clasp, like on Danielle's, I want this to be about 7 1/4 inches to fit me. Door to door with that jump ring, this adds about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to back it up. If I want it to be 7 1/4, I'm going to back it up to 6. No, sorry, that gives me 3/4. I'm going to back it up to 6 1/2. All right. So I'm going to need 2 bags of these side beads. Okay. You can also, if you want, you could use a side bead, then you could use an 8/0 side bead 8/0 or a couple of 8/0s or a couple of 11/0s or whatever, if you didn't want this whole thing to be metal down the sides too. Okay. So, if that, hopefully that's helpful. So for my wrist measures out at 6 1/2 inches. I'm going to go to 6 1/2 inches with my beading. And then the clasp is going to add another 3/4 of an inch, which is going to give me 7 1/4, which is exactly how, since this is wide, that's exactly how I want to make it. Okay. So let me keep stitching. I'll do another few rows. Okay, how am I doing on time? Because my Comcast guy is going to show up. So hopefully I'll have internet for next week's broadcast. Oof. I don't know what happened, but it went out in the middle of the night, and I've been playing around with all the settings. It says that I have signal, but we can't get through to the devices, and we've been playing around with them. Anyway, let me make sure I know what I'm doing here. Instead of thinking about the internet, I'm going to put this side bead on. Then I'm going to put the GemDuo on, and then we're going to go back. Okay, because this is a 4-row. Okay, and we'll put this duet. Now you could do it in a pattern. You know, if we look at Danielle's guitar strap, she has stripes going down like this, right? Like this, down, down, down. You could, but I wanted to pebble this, right? I wanted the pebbles here. I thought it looked kind of nice. There was a request. We brought the pebbled loom, Tricks to Looming bracelet. And there was a request to do that project again. So Janice, we really do need to do a pebble mix and get that one going again. So now watch, here's the turn. Okay, I'm going to put on number 4. Here goes number 4. Because the side beads go on the number 3 row. Okay, so there's my space. So I put on the side bead. I go back through that row. If you can't go all the way in one pass, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be a little loose. Then I stitch through here. Then I go all the way down. Whoops. And stitch my number 3 row on. Okay, so know that when you're on the number 4, that's when you're going to add the side bead here, and then when you finish row 4, you're going to pop up and add it there. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, Janice, you're going to learn how to, you're going to learn them how to pebble. You're going to teach everyone how to pebble. It is such a beautiful piece. We also have the new loom. We sold out of the new loom. We debuted it at the retreat. I have the new loom. I'm gonna show you. It's really gorgeous. It's really fun. So we'll do a mix, a pebbling mix. The mix actually that I've made for the August monthly mix, sorry, September monthly mix. What date is it? Who are you people? The September monthly mix is called Silver Screen, and it is an ode to all of my favorite black and white movies. It would be perfect to pebble with. Okay, so see, I've gone through here. Your KO, if it wants to knot, you tell it no. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm going to add on my end bead. And my 4 row. Okay. Then I want to show you some substitution beads when I go back through this. We've got some sub beads. They call them sub beads or substitution beads. It's the GemDuos, but in metal. There are a couple. I love popping these backlit ones in. I'm going through the back, so that's why I'm putting it up there. Yeah, there are more of these backlets. I have a whole other, maybe I'll just do a second mix. Okay. Because I have another one picked out. I had to pick between the two that I had made, and this is the one I picked, but I have a second one. So maybe I'll just do one more collection. It's more of a blues tones than these kind of purpley tones. I love it, love it. But the backlit ones are just making me crazy. I never thought I'd love these two hold beads as much as I do, but they're really having a moment with me. Let me make sure this isn't. There we go. Come on, twist. There we are. All right, let me put on my fourth row, and let me show you the side beads and the substitution beads, okay? Because you can add these in. Okay, so here's my fourth row, and it's time. So instead of adding this side bead, you could add let's say maybe you wanted charms on the side. You could add those guys that have the loop, right? And you could do some wire wrapped, I don't know, semi-precious or some, what I want to say, some drops or whatever. That's the Comia. This is, and I'm going to do it in a different color so you can see it. This one is called the Mitakas. See where the hole is? The hole is in this little like leaf thing. So you could come up, put an 8/0 or a picot right there, and then go back down so it has a little less of a slick edge and a little more of a decorative edge. You could also swap these like every other one and mix those in. Doesn't that look pretty? It really adds to kind of the Baroque feeling of this. Sorry, why did this change? Hang on. Sorry, I'm going to show you my space here. Come on. Why did it do that? There we are. Sorry about that. I don't know why it changed, but it did. You could also use, this is the shiny one. This is called Legata. You could mix these up in the body of the piece if you wanted to add some metal inside, like that, right? We could. We could do the same with this, right? So it's kind of like Lego, right? Or Tinker Toys. I was more of a Tinker Toy and Lincoln Log girl. I liked Lego, but man, I liked Lincoln Logs. I liked building all of those houses with those Lincoln Logs. Make my Barbie a Little House on the Prairie Barbie with a Lincoln Log cabin, but we won't go into that. See that? So you can do that kind of thing with them too. Okay. And you just play until this is long enough. And then on the other side, you're just going to stitch this one in, and you end on a 4 row because this has 3. Okay. And you just come back in and you weave through and then you weave down. That's what I did here. I had a pretty long tail on the side, maybe like 5 or 6 inches, so I could really weave it down into the body of the piece. And that's it. That's all she wrote, right? Isn't it gorgeous? You could also use this as like a choker, probably, right? If it with some chain, that would look really good. And remember here with this one for the earring, though you could use this one for the earring too, right? It doesn't really matter. But you would connect these with that jump ring there. Okay. I hope that's helpful. Let me see where, oh, here are some jump rings. Look, they're all right here where Laura and Lael put them, and how Miranda organized them.
Wow.
Oh, it's making this broadcast go a lot easier. Let's get some antique brass jump rings. Okay. Let me attach it with, I don't know what these are. The oval jump rings, maybe. These might be a little small. Let's do these 5mm ovals. I don't know. You need a variety of jump rings so you can just open your stash and pull the ones you need. I'm telling you. Let's use my chain nose pliers and let's just connect it so you can see it. Let's do that. There we go. And you want to make sure this doesn't really have a front and a back, but when you start stitching, if you connect this, I wouldn't connect it until I was done, but I wanted you to see how nice that looked. Look at how nice that looks there, right? Looks nice. Oh, Debbie, can you see my box? Sure. Here, let me move this over. Let me move this up. Here's the box for the antique brass, satin gold, and gold. So it's not, you know, it's not organized like really deep, but the antique brass are all here in the baggies. Then it goes into the satin gold and then the shiny gold, right? Then we've got bright silver and antique silver right here, right? And then they say jump rings on the front so I can see what they are. Thank you, Miranda. And here's the copper. And then the antique and the shiny are all kind of together, okay? So they all say jump rings on the side. And then I can put them in my little shelf here. And then again, this is for the cymbals. Okay, like this. Okay. And then what I like, Miranda took it was a mess. She just put them in here and put all 3 colors together, right? That was it. And it works out for me, so I can kind of see. People want to see our label maker that you used. Will you,
really?
Yeah. It's the Brother, I think, right? Just a little Brother label maker. Miranda did it. A P-Touch, yeah. And it's this one. I can put it, it's the P-Touch D22 or 220, I guess. And you can get colored labels and stuff like this, but what I like about this is you can make the writing either giant like this or kind of small, right? So that's what I use, right? Life is so much easier with labels. I agree, Gwenda, I agree. So that's that, okay? And it was really easy, not super fancy, but I'll show you now that it's all clean, because hopefully it's going to stay this clean, but you never know. Let me show you here, since Laura and Lael worked so hard getting this all organized. I'll show you kind of what's behind the camera, and maybe it'll give you some organizational inspiration. See over there, there's all the Ceylons. I've got them in by regular, micro, and fine. There's the wire bin jumble. So here it all is. It all has labels. And Miranda really helped me deal with all this. Look at, there's the monthly mix archive. That's every monthly mix we've ever made. It's kind of fun. And so here's all like the ones that I have open and stuff like that. So I can really reach where I need to go. Okay, so that's kind of behind the scenes there. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Over here, I'll show you this. These are all my little drawers of, I keep my chain all here. I keep my ear wires and stuff all there. There's some like random ear wires and stuff out of my personal stash, but it kind of bleeds over. And that's that. They're my tools and stuff. So now that it's nice and clean, I don't feel so bad showing you. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me see. It's the P-Touch. I'll show you one more time. I can link it in our, because I've got to also do the resin. So I'll do that. I'll link it on our Amazon storefront, but it's this. Can you see it? You can take a screenshot of it right there. Okay, let me see if I can. Miranda, everybody's saying that they need you
I know.
over there.
Right? I need myself at my house.
Right. Isn't it easy to like do, that's what I was talking to, and I turned the camera off for a second so I can put this camera in the thing. We were talking about that yesterday, how much easier it is. I'm gonna get the lid off the floor. To organize someone else's stuff, because when I organize my own stuff, I get a little like, oh, I want to look at this, or oh, let me play around with that, or whatever. Let me give you the P-Touch here again. Robin says, does Miranda need a working vacation in the Smoky Mountains? Yes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Sounds good. Yeah, all of this stuff is my working stuff for samples. All the inventory is over there, but this is all my stuff for samples and broadcasts and things. So that's what that looks like. Okay. All right, my friends, that's what's going on. We've got the drop for the GemDuos. It's limited. So, and they're going actually pretty quickly. We're not going to redo this collection. Maybe I'll do a second collection. I don't know. But we will be getting some of the GemDuos and the duets in. Okay. So, but this is a really good collection to get a little smattering of different colors. There is kind of a color story that goes through it. And it's 10 grams of each. So you have enough. I mean, you can see I still have a ton left in my tubes. Let me show you. And I'm almost done with the bracelet. But see, I still have a bunch. So I bet you can do, I bet you could do 2 bracelets with the tubes. Caroline says, Miranda may be getting airline tickets in the mail. You never know. But you can't.
I won't say no.
Don't steal my Miranda. At least not for too long. We couldn't do it without her. So that's that. We also have the cymbals. The cymbals for this bracelet were restocked this morning. I'll put it up as a project and link it in the newsletter, and put it on the homepage so you can see it. We also have, so this is what's coming up. If you want your last final of the Talking to Bees kit, I don't know if we're sold out yet, but we were really close at the beginning of the broadcast. We had 4 left. Grab this collection if you want it. The Super Duo collection is all done tubed. It's ready to go. So we're going to start getting those out to you. We also really appreciate your patience with us during the retreat. Shipping slowed down just a little bit because we needed to retreat. So we're back. refreshed and, well, ish. I mean, we are a little tired, but we're getting more rest this weekend. So yeah, so don't worry. Orders you should be seeing, shipping notifications. You saw some yesterday, you'll see some today. And then this weekend, I also have a big restock on vintage finds. You may have been waiting for some vintage finds to come back in. Those are going to go in, and I'll remind you in the newsletter. That's it, I think. I hope. Have a fantastic weekend. And we'll be back. No Saturday stitch-in, Margaret. Sorry. Oh, and Talking with Bees is sold out. Thanks, JP, for checking it. I'm going to make them all up. There may be a few more returning the week of the customer appreciation, the Soft Less Customer Appreciation Week. Depends on if I have any stock left over, but I don't want to put any more in, and then it'll only be not that many. So, but stay tuned, okay? What else? I'm looking at the comments. I think we're good. Oh, no stitch in this Saturday. I've got to catch up on everything here, but maybe next week. We'll see. That's it. And happy birthday, Mama. Tomorrow we're going to celebrate and have a good time. That's the other reason. Saturday we're getting ready for just a small party, but a party nonetheless. So that's what I've got for you. Have a fantastic weekend, my darlings. Again, thank you so much for your support of our small business. Without you folks out there, we couldn't do what we love. And thanks for your patience with us during the retreat to get those orders out and back on track. If you have any questions, I can't put it up on the screen because I don't have access to it, but hit us up at info@beadshop.com if you have any questions, or if you need something expedited, please let us know. We can't help you if you don't help us by letting us know what's up. Okay, that's it. Fantastic weekend, all. Talk to you next week. Bye, everybody. Let me see if I can turn this broadcast off. There we go.